at it again with another vlog, another naturally nummy vlog. Today, we are talking about the cost of living in Medellin. I recorded this video for you guys 3 times. Satan tried to have his way, but we will prevail. Let's get into it. A little bit about Medellin. It is a Colombian city nestled in the mountains. It's often referred to as the city of eternal spring because it is eternally spring here. The weather is phenomenal. It's a beautiful city. It's safe as long as you ain't doing nothing stupid. It's peaceful. There's lots of culture. The vibes are immaculate. The people are beautiful, warm, kind souls. Yeah, it's a vibe here. It's honestly my favorite city that I have visited so far. So let's get into these prices, the rental prices. Let's start with that. Let me preface this by saying that when I'm searching for places to live, I'm looking at what I can get for my dollar. Okay. So that's on my standard of comfort. I don't necessarily need very modern, but I'm also not about to be living in a shack. Okay. So, with that being said, these house prices are giving comfortable living, at least for me. Okay. If you don't need a whole lot of amenities and things like that, if I can get the amenities, by all means, I will get them. But I'm not trying to break the bank, So I will live within my means, okay? Because we are traveling and living in these places. We're not vacationing. I'm not looking for the most luxurious thing. This to me is luxury. Having huge windows, having sun penetrating through all the rooms, having a full fridge, a washing machine, okay, some kitchen appliances is gonna make me feel like I can live here, okay? So that's what we're going off of. If you are wanting to rent a room here, you can do that for around $250, $300, okay? Pretty cheap. That's a nice room in a nice house. And they're probably renting out the other rooms. Maybe not. Maybe you have a roommate. Yeah, it's usually furnished. Everything that I'm going to tell you is furnished unless otherwise stated. Okay, so a room you're looking at about $250 to $300. For a studio, you're looking at about 350, 400. Okay, that's for a studio and like a 1 bedroom. For a 2 bedroom plus, you're looking at 550, okay? And these are prices where you are combing the ads, you're in the Facebook groups, you're in the WhatsApp groups, which I will link in the description. This is not stuff that you're gonna find with just like going to a random spot and being like, okay, let me look at this, and boom, there it is, easy. I do research for my places because I want the least amount as possible. And also, I recommend that you do that because what's happening here, just like everywhere, is that the prices are being driven up because it's cheap. So people are just coming in and being like, whoa, $700 for a 1 bedroom? That's cheaper than the States. I'm going to get that. No, stop doing that. You can get it for half the price, okay? So do a little bit of work so we can keep the costs low for everybody, okay? Not just for us. Anyways, 2 bedroom for 525. I just found out that that is very much so possible. Also, these are things that I'm seeing with my own eyes. I'm not just like bullshitting here. I've seen these prices with my own eyes, but this is me combing through the ads every day and just doing the research. Don't come back in here and tell me you can't find it like y'all did with my Thailand video. You can find it here. You just have to be patient, give yourself time. If you are booking through Airbnb, which is easiest to book through, you can add probably like $100 to $150 on top of the rental prices that I said. Okay. Pro tip: reach out to your Airbnb host and ask them if they will negotiate the pricing for a longer term stay. Typically able to do that as well. So, typical housing is condos. You're not really going to find houses here that easily. And if you do, it's probably on the outskirts of the city. So you're looking at condos, houses, like places on top of businesses. In some areas, they do have the lofts. You will find places here that have condos with amenities like pool. a gym, sauna. Some of them have rooftops. It depends on where you're at, how luxurious it is. But yeah, you can find those things here and it's not uncommon. What does the house come with? You can find furnished housing. Most of them have in unit washers. Dryers, not really a thing here. They typically don't have air conditioning, but they will have fans, which it's spring here. Like it gets cold, it gets colder at nighttime. Even the hot is not very hot. It stays between 60s and 80s here. So you don't really need a heater or an air conditioner. And plus, it's in the mountains, so it's nice and windy. That gives a cool breeze. So no air conditioner. There are places that have them, obviously, but it's not typical. You can get by with a nice fan. Neighborhoods you want to look in is gonna be El Poblado, Laureles. Those are the two most popular, okay? Surrounding Laureles, San Javier, that's where I'm at. It's nice, it's local. Floresta, Belen, on the south side of Laureles. On the other side with El Poblado, you're gonna find like Envigado, Sabaneta, Itaúi. Those are all like a little bit more outskirts. It's not close to the center, but still nice, easy to get to, cheap to get to, and cheaper. Then you have like Buenos Aires. Oh, you have El Centro, which that is local in, it's downtown. So you know what that means, downtown. Okay. Yeah, those are the top ones that I would live in. There's also like Lareles and Estadio. If you get into the Facebook groups, if you get into the WhatsApp groups and you ask like, hey, is this a good area? People will tell you where to go, where not to go to. But you typically, from what I've researched, those are safe areas. I've been in all those areas. They seem good to me. So let's get into how much it costs to eat, because we be eating over here. If you're a foodie like me, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. There's lots of plant-based options here, and the food isn't expensive. I spend about maybe thirty to $40 on groceries every week. On the lower end of that. It does depend on where you shop. The big stores out here are Cito, Carulla, Price Mart, D1. I think there's Max. Yeah, Cito and Carulla are the big ones. Those are the most expensive. Those are also where you can find like vegan, plant-based products, things from the States, which are going to be extra expensive. I shop for my produce at these little stores called Fruver, Fruver. I don't know how you say it, but they're just little produce stores, fruits and veggies. Okay. They're also the best spot to buy your spices because they're the cheapest. Everything in there is cheap. I can fill up a huge tote bag in my backpack and walk out paying 14,000, which is like $6. Now, markets, I haven't really found any farmer market s type things. I found one. It is at Parque Presidente in El Poblado, and it's every Saturday. It's a really petite market. There's a little line, like half a street of stalls, and they do have produce and stuff there. Now, I don't really know what they're charging because I've only been there twice, and I was just in there eating the snacks. So there's also two big markets to me coming from California. They remind me of like the swap meet markets, La Mayorista and La Minorista. There's also like grocery stores, restaurants, and things like in those areas. But those are huge markets. You can find a lot of stuff there. And so that's another option. Okay, so eating out. If you're eating out, you're probably going to be paying around 20,000 pesos for your meal on the lower end, depending on where you go. You can go to like some of the not so common neighborhoods and find like menu del dias, which is their menu of the day that comes with a soup. It comes with soup, a drink. Typically, it will come with your entree, sometimes a dessert, and that you could find for cheap. Sometimes, like I've seen them walking around Lareles for like 16,000. 20,000 though per meal is pretty much what you're going to be looking at, which is like $6 up to you could pay like 40,000, which is really expensive here. 40,000 for a meal is pretty expensive. For me and Wilder, I usually am paying like 40,000, which is like $12. So, yeah. That's what you're gonna find eating out. If you want to know the coffee prices, coffee is like 8,000, 12,000 for a latte in a cafe. And you can obviously find it way cheaper than that, especially for a little cafecito. You're gonna pay like maybe two mil. Let's get into transport. Very common out here to ride the metro. The metro goes everywhere, super clean, super easy to use. You can get a rechargeable card and you just scan it like any other place and go in. That is gonna be about 4 mil per ride. That's like less than $1, 60 cents or something like that. So super cheap. Also, the buses around here are great and very frequent, easy to get on and use, and you can take them everywhere. I've taken them up into the mountains to go hiking. Normally costs like maybe $20. Up and back in an Uber costs me $5. Less than $5, or $5 for me and Willie. If you're wanting to ride an Uber, your Uber is gonna be like $2, okay? Depending on where you're going, obviously. If you're going super far, it's still not gonna be that expensive, but usually a typical Uber trip is gonna cost like 10 mil. If you get onto the back of a moto, you might pay like 5 or 6 mil, so even cheaper. There's Uber, there's Didi, InDrive. There might be some other ones, but those are like the three that I've heard. I just use Uber because I be getting cash back. I've heard that you can buy a cheap car here if you're looking to stay long term. You could buy a car here for like 5,000. I honestly wouldn't be driving the streets unless I had a moto, but that's on you, baby. Motos are probably cheap. I couldn't see them being more than like 2,000 for a regular moto. Okay, let's get into utilities. I don't pay utilities because I've been renting out at Airbnb, but I will be staying in a little two-bedroom subletting, and the utilities for that are like $60 to $100. So that's for hot water and electricity. Phone plan, everybody out here I think uses Claro, or at least that's what I see advertised everywhere, and I've heard that's like anywhere between like $10 and $20 a month for unlimited everything. And I think that's about it for utilities here. If you have kids and you're looking for a babysitter or a nanny, you're going to be paying probably around like $5 an hour. If you're going to go onto an agency like Sitly, then you're probably going to be paying around like 18,000 to 20,000 pesos per hour, which is like $6 per hour. Okay. For a nanny that's full time, you do have to like register them, and they have a whole system of what the requirements for hiring out a ninera full time. So I don't know how much all of that costs together, but per hour you're paying no more than $10. There are, like I said, agencies you could do Sitly. There's Happy Nanny Med, which is like an agency of like doctors, nurses, and things like that. There's also one called, what is the other one called? Limpiarte, which is a cleaning service and nannying, and like they do like activities with kids and stuff like that. So that's another one. That one was the most expensive, out of this world expensive. So yeah, but those are the three that I've heard about that everybody uses out here. Okay, so schooling for daycares, you're looking at around like 160 per month, plus you have to pay an entrance fee, which can be around $400, $500. Depending on when you get in, they probably prorate it for you, but you just have to check it out. They also have material fees for like, I think like $60 or something, because you wear uniforms and do all that stuff here. So yeah, if you need a private school, the private schools here are around like $350, $400 and up. They also have a higher tuition, so like $1,000 plus materials altogether, but it is for the whole entire year, so you're paying that annually. So visas, how much for visas? Visas are less than $1,000. Okay, altogether. You have to pay a lot of different fees if you go through an agency. That I've seen for as low as like $400. For mine personally, you pay half first and then you pay the next half after. And yeah, the fees for everything, you need like your FBI background check, you need to get everything apostilled, translated over into Spanish, to pay the actual fee. for the visa. You also need health insurance, so you have to like pay that fee. Everything together is like around $1,000 or less. Visa you're getting, I think the digital nomad visa is also the easiest one to get and the cheapest. So if you are out here working, that's going to be the easiest for you to go through. Okay, healthcare. Y'all know I do Safety Wing. If you watch any of my other videos, Safety Wing. Safety Wing is $45 per month, covers me and my child, and it has everything. Death, covers death, accidents, injuries, like any sports that I play, as long as it's not professional, which we're not doing that. Covers your luggage if you lose it, covers if you need to book it home for an emergency, natural disaster type things. Like it covers a lot of stuff. $45 a month, super easy process to go through. I am an affiliate for Safety Wings, so go ahead and click the link down below if you need travel insurance. You can do it long term. You can have a monthly subscription. What's the word? You can just do it for 2 weeks, 1 week, however long you're doing it for. So, yeah, do that. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is entertainment. What are we doing for fun here and how much does it cost? Okay, I get my nails done for 20 bucks. You can get your nails done for as low as like 12 bucks. For a soft gel, 20 bucks. She comes to my house. She's really amazing. I love my nails. Massage, also 20 bucks. Come to the house, get your massage. The prices range obviously, but like no more than 20 bucks. That's a steal. You can go to the gym for around 10 to max $30 a month. There's Body Tech, there's Smart Fit, and then there's also a lot like Colombians are on their fitness. Okay, they be getting it. There's also free gyms everywhere in the parks. Like you go to Belen Park and there's a huge gym there outside. They have outside equipment and you get into the gym easily here. You can go salsa dancing for $2 entrance fee. They give you a class and then they do open dance after that at dance free, like every night of the week, basically. You can also do private classes. I think monthly they're like 60 bucks a month or something to do private classes. You can also do regular dance classes. The dancers here are amazing, like hip hop, Afrofusion. They have pole dancing classes. They have all kinds of classes here. And those are about 20,000 to like 30,000 per class if you drop in, or you can get a package for cheap, like 50 bucks for unlimited classes. So yeah, you can do that. You can go on a hike outside of the city for like 20 bucks, which includes transportation, your guide, maybe they give you snacks, fruit, water. And you can go to concerts here for like 50 bucks. You can go to the museum for like 5 bucks. It's all very cheap. There's lots of stuff to do here. It's very cheap. They also have a lot of free things, like free festivals and things like that. So you just have to like follow the social media accounts for the different cities and, you know, keep your eye on what they're advertising because there's always a lot going on here and it's really amazing. If you have kids, you can get into the parks, Parque Explora for like, I think I paid like 8 bucks. The zoo conservatory was like 5 bucks, I think. What else? You can go to the trampoline park for like 5 bucks. You can go watch a movie for cheap, $5. Like everything's $5 now. I don't know if that's actually it, but like coming from the States, paying $5 for something like that, that's cheap enough, okay? It might even be cheaper. I don't really know. I know it's not more than $10 to do those like little things. So yeah, there's a lot to do out here. There's a lot to do. You'll have fun if you like being busy. And I think that's about it. If you have any other questions on any cause or anything else here, if you want to see any specific videos on Colombia, write it down in the comments below or reach out. You can find me on Instagram, Nami Hewitt. You can find me on TikTok, Nami Hewitt. You can keep up with me on here if you like and subscribe. Where else can you find me? You can head over to my blog, naturallynami.com. I always write out these vlogs in blog format, and there's lots of other information that I put into the blogs as well. If you are wanting to travel, but you want to travel with somebody fun, aka me, and you like seeing what I do and you want to take part in that, you can fill out the survey below for a Trova trip. I am hosting group travel trips. If you want to see my vlogs, my actual vlogs, I do Life of Nami. That's in another playlist on this channel. And yeah, it's like cinematic vlogs, or I'm just doing what I do, having fun in these cities.